Well, what a few weeks it's been in the world of high-tech gear. Today is the 16th of October 2025, and in the last few weeks we've had the eagerly awaited Elektron Tomwerk, followed closely by the Roland TR1000 drum machine, and then came the AKAI MPC Live III. I contacted Elektron hoping that they might send me a Tomwerk in light of the 50 or so tutorial videos I have produced so far on the Octatrack 2, the Digitone 2 and the Digitac 2. I didn't really expect them to do so, but the fact that they didn't upset me as much as them completely ignoring me, which I thought was pretty rude. At the time of doing this video, I have well over 21,000 subscribers, and I genuinely think I could have really helped a lot of people starting out with the Tomwerk. Anyway, despite this, I was still seriously thinking about getting one when the other two boxes arrived on the scene. The Roland TR1000 looked amazing, but I couldn't really consider spending over £2,000 on a drum machine I didn't really need, although I'm sure a lot of musicians will. When the AKAI MPC Live III appeared, I knew this was the machine for me, and so here it is. I've never owned an MPC device before, so this is a new adventure for me and one I'm really looking forward to immensely. At £1,399 it certainly isn't cheap, but I think the promise of what it can do justifies the price, but only time will tell, of course. Let's talk about pronunciation first of all. For years, I must admit, I've been mispronouncing AKAI. The emphasis is on the second syllable, AKAI. I always pronounced it AKAI, with the emphasis on the A, and this was incorrect. And by the way, just in case you don't know, the word AKAI means red in Japanese. Now for a bit of personal history with me and the AKAI company. The first piece of AKAI gear I ever owned was a used 4000 DS reel-to-reel tape machine in 1974. I still have one of these, although it isn't the original machine I had 51 years ago. I used to produce all my demos back in the day, and it helped me get my first record deal. You could bounce in mono backwards and forwards to build up your tracks, but the hiss soon became pretty unbearable. But it was a crude way of multi-tracking before cassette-based Porter Studios came along in the 80s. In the 80s, I owned the AKAI S6112 and S900 samplers, plus a very posh AKAI Porter Studio, the MG614. And then in the 90s, I owned and used both the AKAI DR4 and DR8 hard disk recorders, and these were both brilliant but basic machines and very expensive. So, I do have a bit of history with AKAI, but just not recently particularly. Just in case you don't know, the first AKAI MPC device, the MPC 60 MIDI Production Center, was released on December the 8th, 1988, and it retailed for a staggering $5,000. In those days, MPC stood for MIDI Production Center, but these days it stands for Music Production Center. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about this course that I've got planned for this machine. I plan to do things a bit differently this time. In the past, I've tended to make long, sprawling tech videos of well over 30 minutes, which felt like the right thing to do at the time, but with this device I intend to make shorter, bite-sized tutorials focusing on maybe one or two things which may be easier to digest. Like all my other tutorials, these will be for complete beginners, so if you are a seasoned MPC campaigner, they probably won't be for you. Having said that, I'm aiming to skim the surface at first before I drill down deeper and deeper as I flash out all the magic in this box that I can, and that's going to certainly take a long while. I make these videos with the premise of learning about the various machines and passing on everything I learn as I learn it. I'm lucky enough to have the time to spend in my studio to do this. I know that many owners of these machines have full-time jobs and therefore limited time to learn. Written manuals, of course, are great, but rather dry, I find. Apart from anything else, these videos are a great reference manual for me when I come back to gear I haven't touched in ages. Just recently I revisited my Dirty Wave M8 videos to relearn that device. So with all that said, let's make a start.